हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Able to hear me?
यस प्रभु जी।
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
हरे कृष्ण। प्रभु जी, I have given you the host access. Is it the right device?
Just one second. I think so, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you, प्रभु जी।
Yeah. I forgot to. Anyhow, it's fine. It's there. Hope everybody is able to hear me. Hare Krishna.
Yes, प्रभु जी।
Prabhuji, yes, we can hear you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So we'll start reading from Vapu and Vani, chapter 1 section. So whoever is following from the book, it is from page number 56. And those devotees, sorry. Okay. Those devotees who have not yet ordered this book, so I am I've put the link in the chat box. So kindly order the same. Everybody has this book, or some of the devotees don't have this. Whoever doesn't have, please order the book as soon as possible. So we'll start reading from Bapu and Mani section. So before starting to read, we will pray to the Acharyas and Maharaj so that they can have mercy. Om Agyam Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshurannyatam Tasmai Shri Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swami Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Deve Bhagavan Charme Shishishwara Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karmi Vacham Guruve Gaurachandra Radhikari Krishna Ishaya Sudhaya Krishna Yastyaste Hriday Samvitam Simam Bhaji Yonta Pravishyam Vacham Prasabdam Sanjeevayate Kilashakta Anyam Shahasta Chagna Shravana Todadin Pranam Bhagavate Krishaya Vijayaguru Harivanya Krishna Chitta Vijayaguru Sansara Pujyati Vikasa Hare Krishna. For those who might not be satisfied, for those who might not be very satisfied with this, who crave direct personal guidance, Srila Prabhupada insisted, quote, the instruction given in my books is supposed to be personal instruction, unquote. Reference 287 is from letter 14th October 1973. And thus, in quotes, if you want to know me, read my books. 288 reference. Satsvarup Das Goswami, Srila Prabhupada Leelamrita, chapter 52. I have done my part. Devotee, we like your company very much and we like to talk to you so much, but we don't have so much time. Srila Prabhupada. So in my absence, you read the books. What I talk, I have written in the books. Devotee. Personal company, we think is greater. Srila Prabhupada. That's all right. But still, you can associate with me by reading my books. 89 reference is from Conversation, 7th August 1975. Yet there were devotees who even having read Srila Prabhupada's books, found that coming directly into his presence confirmed all they had imbibed from those books. Abhiram Das recorded. Directly seeing and hearing from Srila Prabhupada removed any traces of doubt I may have had. It made it very clear to me that this is a perfect master. I already knew that by reading his books and by following his path in a rudimentary way, but by directly seeing him, my conviction deepened. He was in harmony with the divine. He was a true saint. I never thought that he was God or a God, but a saint. Being a human being, a jiva, and yet being so perfectly and finely tuned to the divine is very inspiring because it means there's hope for us. If we see Prabhupada as God, we may give up any concept of perfection just as just as Christians do. They find perfection repugnant and unachievable, so they don't try for it. But Srila Prabhupada's mission was to avoid being tagged as God or as God with a capital G or as a God, a small g. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi. In those days, gurus were talking about becoming God. But Srila Prabhupada was very clearly not God, and not a God, but a saint. To accept someone as a God is a kind of mass hypnosis, a mass agreement to be in delusion, while deep in our heart we know that it's a great fake. But to see a real saint, that is a profound truth. 290. This reference is from Abhirama Das in Prabhupada's Memories, Prabhupada Memories, volume 28. Jigyasi Devi Dasi. Seeing him confirmed everything that I heard, everything I heard about him, and everything he wrote in his books. Seeing him dispelled all my doubts. 291. Jigyasi Devi Dasi in a bond of love. As Gurujan Das put it, quote, his presence gave us life. His presence was the life of the moment. 292. Quote from Gurujan Das in Prabhupada Memories, volume 78. And thus, for Srila Prabhupada's disciples, the world became radically different upon his departure from it. In October 1977, Paramananda Das, anticipating Srila Prabhupada's imminent disappearance, submitted to him, within quotes, we are always feeling your presence very strongly. Srila Prabhupada, simply by your teachings and your instructions. We are always meditating on your instructions. To this, Srila Prabhupada replied, quote, thank you. That is the real presence. Physical presence is not important. Unquote. Yet minutes after this exchange, a letter from Satyabhama Devi Dasi, Paramananda's wife, was read to Srila Prabhupada, in which she stated, quote, I cannot be so philosophical to say that you are always present in your books and teachings. Though I know these things are true, I will miss you so much, Srila Prabhupada, if you go. Unquote. Reference 293. Conversation, 6th October 1977. For many of Srila Prabhupada's early disciples, for many of Srila Prabhupada's earlier disciples, their experience of his Vapu was so uplifting that they found it difficult to accept his repeated insistence that Vani is non-different from and ultimately more important than Vapu. Up to the present, they primarily base their understanding of Srila Prabhupada upon their personal experiences with him, tending to privilege his actions and ministration at that time over the whole body of his instructions, citing instances of his behavior that they had observed, abstracting some lessons therefrom, and then trying to understand, that is, or qualify, minimize, or reject certain of his instructions that do not fit their impression of him. This is very, very important. One disciple who had enjoyed much direct interaction with Srila Prabhupada in the earlier days of the movement expressed her misunderstanding. Quote, for those devotees who had no personal association with Srila Prabhupada, he said, quote, I am present in my books, unquote. 294 references. Govinda Dasi in A Bond of Love. Another earlier disciple, almost as if in defiance of Srila Prabhupada's teachings, declared, quote, all the printed pages cannot outshine the glories of your personality. 295 reference. Shyama Sundar Das, Hare Krishna World, Vyasa Puja Offering, 1999. Still another quote, your books aren't the same as you, Srila Prabhupada. I would like you over your books any day. She felt, quote, it was like the difference between studying incredible recipes and eating an incredible meal. 296 is from Vishakha Dasi, 5 years, 11 months, page number 236, 231, 259. One more quote, Prabhupada's teachings are as beneficial as knowing him as a person. What he said is as important as his personality. Unquote. 297 consequences from Swarga Dasi in A Bond of Love. Even Tamal Krishna Goswami, who was deeply versed in Srila Prabhupada's teachings, wistfully recalled the intimate personal association he had been accustomed to. Quote, as much as I had Prabhupada's words, a whole library of them at my reach, they could not replace him in exactly the same way his physical presence had been for me. 98. Tamal Krishna Goswami, a Hare Krishna at Southern Methodist University, page 63. The power of Srila Prabhupada's personal presence can be estimated by the dynamism of ISKCON prior to his departure, contrasted with the disorder that arose shortly thereafter, which Srila Prabhupada predicted and offered the antidote, adherence to one. The main business of human society is to think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead at all times, to become his devotees, to worship the Supreme Lord, and to bow down before him. The Acharya, the authorized representative of the Supreme Lord, establishes these principles, but when he disappears, things once again become disordered. The perfect disciples of the Acharya try to relieve the situation by sincerely following the instructions of the spiritual master. 299. This quote is from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 28th chapter, 48th text. Hare Krishna. I would like to request some of the devotees to read. Sakari Prabhu, can you please read?
Yes, Prabhu. Okay.
Also can.
Huh. By
Yes.
delineating the primacy of Vani Seva over Vapu Seva and by revealing his purpose to be his emotional ecstasies, Srila Prabhupada invited all future.
Prabhu,
Okay.
Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Okay.
When you are reading, you should be slow, clear, and because you're not reading for yourself, you're reading for everybody. So you have to be clear, slow, and very distinct in reading. Okay?
Okay,
And you have
Prabhu.
to wait for the reference to be shown because reference also has some, some lines or something will be there.
Okay, Prabhu.
So you can read from first.
Okay. By delineating the primacy of Vani Seva over Vapu Seva and by
It's not
revealing his
Vapu, it's
purpose.
Vapu. It's Vapu Seva.
Okay, Vapu Seva. And by revealing his purpose to be his emotional ecstasies. No specific reference has been found, but this is stated many times in Vyasa Puja offerings and elsewhere, sometimes rendered as devotional ecstasies or personal ecstasies. Srila Prabhupada invited all future generations to avail this most ecstatic aspect of his association, being non different from him. Srila Prabhupada's books manifest his ecstasy in the form of his Vani. The opportunity for Vapu Seva is available only briefly and to a few people, but the possibility to serve the Vani continues in all times, places, and circumstances.
This is very, very important. Oh, Krishna. Okay. Yeah.
As long as the spiritual master is physically present, the disciple should serve the physical body of the spiritual master. And when the spiritual master is no longer physically existing, the disciple should serve the instructions of the spiritual master. Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 28th chapter, verse number 47. Purport. Physical presence is sometimes appreciable and sometimes not, but Vani continues to exist eternally. Therefore, we must take advantage of the Vani, not the physical presence. The Bhagavad Gita, for example, is the Vani of Lord Krishna. Although Krishna was personally present 5000 years ago and is no longer physically present from the materialistic point of view, the Bhagavad Gita continues. uh, Chaitanya Charitamrita concluding words. As ISKCON grew, Srila Prabhupada became unable to give much personal attention to most of his disciples, many of whom hardly ever, if ever, spoke a word to him. The needs of widespread preaching meant that disciples were scattered far and wide, often not seeing Srila Prabhupada for months. To disciples who lamented the ensuing separation, Srila Prabhupada wrote, I am always thinking of you, and I am also feeling separation of you all. But we have to work for Krishna diligently and with faith and love. Letter 31st May 1968. I am feeling your separation, but that does not matter. We must do our duty in Krishna consciousness. Letter 27 September 1968. I wish to remain
One second. Yeah.
I wish to remain with all my disciples together, but we have to do preaching work and therefore have to remain separate. But but actually there is no question of separation for engaged in Lord Krishna's service. Later 4th January 1976. Srila Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada's overall verdict. Personal association is for fools. Bur- Burijana Dasa, my glorious master, chapter 16, also in ISKCON in the 1970s, paragraph 325,
No, page 325.
page 325. Satsvarupa Dasa Goswami in 1977 referred to it as a quote from years ago. The import of this statement is demonstrated in an anecdote wherein Satsvarupa Dasa Goswami approached Srila Prabhupada and told him, I don't really have anxiety and wanted to see you. Srila Prabhupada replied, you are one of my older students. You should know better. Service in separation is sufficient. See Satsvarupa Dasa Goswami, Prabhupada Meditations 1.5.3.
Prabhu, you're reading so fast. Are you reading so fast? Little slow.
Slow. Okay.
Yeah. You're
Okay.
sometimes going very fast, sometimes slow. Keep up your pace.
Okay. From this, it may be understood that personal association is especially important for newcomers, but that experienced devotees should learn to appreciate the presence of the Guru in his Vani and in service to him, as he personally confirmed to two inquiring disciples. To a devotee who asked, Prabhupada, how do we get more of your association? Came the reply, just read Krishna book. Even I read Krishna book. Dhanishta Devi Dasi in a bond of love. And Dhanishta Devi Dasi recalled, I asked Srila Prabhupada, how can we get more personal association with you? Before the words were even out of my mouth, he raised a hand and said softly, just distribute my books. All mental obstacles between myself and my Guru were in that moment removed. I understood what real association with the Guru meant, at least for me. I bid. When Pancha Dravida Swami asked Srila Prabhupada, ISKCON is such a big society, how can I understand that I have a personal relationship with you? If I am somewhere halfway around the world, sweeping a floor in a temple, how can I know what I am serving you personally?
No,
Srila,
that I'm serving. That, not what. That.
okay, I know that I am serving you personally. Srila Prabhupada explained, yes, ISKCON is so big, but I am so small. You speak of serving in the temple somewhere, but actually you don't have to do anything. I am responsible directly. I have to maintain all the temples, see that the floors are swept, the pots washed, and that everything is clean in all the ISKCON temples all over the world. But I cannot do it all by myself. I may be offering Arati, but I ask you, please hand me the fan so that I can offer it to Radha Krishna. In the same way, I am asking you to help me in the temple by preaching or sweeping the floor. Uh, Pancha Dravida Swami special like interview.
No, no, no. It is Pancha Dravida Swami, Srila Prabhupada Leelamrita interview.
Okay, Pancha Dravida Swami Srila Prabhupada Leelamrita interview.
SPL means Srila Prabhupada Leelamrita.
Hmm. Arguably, those who came later to the shelter of Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet, who had little opportunity for personal association, might be more fortunate than those who came earlier. For from the beginning, they learned to associate with Srila Prabhupada as servants of his instructions and tended to give most importance to understanding his teachings in the manner that he himself always recommended via his books. They could more easily accept statements of Srila Prabhupada, such as, if one is engaged full time in the service of the Lord under my direction, that is my personal service. Later, 9th January 1970. They had faith that serving Srila Prabhupada was better performed by serving his society. This sentence is adapted from Adikarta Dasa Vyasapuja offering 2023.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you very much. I'll request another devotees to read. Thank you. Thank you for reading.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Mhm. Uh, Mangala Mataji, Mangala Bhakti Devidas. Raise your hand, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Pranam.
Oh, Vamshali Prabhu. I'm sorry. I'm confused.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. So yes, Prabhu, you can continue to read.
Yes, Prabhu, thank you.
You are reading from the book or from the Kindle or from the screen?
I have the book available, Prabhu, but I can follow the screen if that's
No, no, no.
convenient.
You have the book. You have the book, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
One second. Sakari Prabhu, do you have the book?
No, okay.
So you have to order it today.
I
Please.
have to, but it is little at distance from me.
Oh, you have the book. Okay.
Yes,
Fine.
Prabhu.
You
I
have the
have
book.
taken
Okay.
from Salem temple.
Okay, fine. Yes, Prabhu, Vamsali Prabhu, you can read.
Thank you, Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada himself had limited opportunities to be in the presence of his Guru, yet his understanding of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was unmistakably better than that of many who for years had lived day and night with their Guru Deva. There is also the possibility that in the future a great personage will appear who superlatively explains Srila Prabhupada's teachings and in an unprecedented manner practically manifests his mission. As Satsvarupadas Goswami wrote, quote, the most empowered devotees of Prabhupada may have not appeared yet, end quote. Prabhupada Meditations 3.4.1. Continuing, indeed, the mercy of an exceptional Acharya can manifest within the heart of one who has had no contact with him whatsoever on the manifest plane, as in the case of the Acharya Jayatirtha, who was born about 50 years after the passing of Madhvacharya, and
Yes.
hence, at least in this birth, had no
In
direct
that
connection with him,
in that birth, Prabhu.
at least in that birth. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Had no direct interaction with him. Yet all members of the Madhva Sampradaya accept the writings of Jayatirtha to be the proper explanation of the teachings of Madhvacharya. Hence, devotees who had much personal association might not know Srila Prabhupada as well, in the sense that he wished to be known, as others who have seriously and faithfully studied his books and wholeheartedly applied those instructions in their lives. In fact, those who had much personal association will naturally tend to perceive Srila Prabhupada according to how he interacted with them and to emphasize those parts of his teachings that he emphasized to them, privileging their perspective over those of others. That
Of
leads
others. It is in the book. It is those of others or that of others.
over that of others. Yes, Prabhu.
Sorry.
That leads to a much narrower understanding than those who take the trouble to thoroughly acquaint themselves with the full spectrum of his teachings. Of course, some devotees who had much personal association have also deeply studied Srila Prabhupada's books. In this sense, those who had little personal association have an advantage over those who are entrenched in the misconception that their affective impressions of Srila Prabhupada outweigh his Vani. And many of those who treasure their extensive association with Srila Prabhupada have generally forgotten most of the details, whereas others who from the beginning learned to serve Srila Prabhupada by connecting solely with his Vani can never forget the brief opportunities they had to be in Srila Prabhupada's presence. Today, after Srila Prabhupada's disappearance, the great majority of his followers have never had his direct personal association. Still, they may attain clear understanding and appreciation of his mood and mission by careful study of his books and by applying themselves in his mission, always praying for his mercy. To fully understand Srila Prabhupada's mission requires immersing oneself in it, being well informed about it, and having no other wish than to serve it with every breath, thought, and action. In summary, Srila Prabhupada is to be known through his Vani, and he bestows realization in reciprocation with a devotee's service and surrender. There are no barriers of time, place, or circumstance. Anyone, anywhere, can avail of his Vani and opportunities to serve him. Thus, it is quite possible, and even to be expected, that devotees who never personally saw Srila Prabhupada can become dear to him by their service and surrender. All devotees, even those who had much personal association, can ever increasingly know Srila Prabhupada through study of his books, and also from the many books and recordings of anecdotes about him.
Okay, Prabhu. I'll request
And
some other devotees to read. Thank you very much.
thank you.
Yeah. Um, mm, uh, Actually, I want to give opportunities to those devotees who are not read. Anytime. Yeah. Sujana Devi Dasish, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
You have not read Mataji, no? Till now? Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
You can read Mataji. This. Yeah. You have the book, Mataji?
Sorry, Prabhuji. No, not yet.
Not yet. Please kindly order today, Mataji. I have put the link. So we request you to please order the book.
Okay,
You'll get
Prabhuji,
it.
I will try. Yeah.
Where you are, which place you are located in?
Prabhuji, I'm from India, New Delhi.
New Delhi, na? So okay, they can ship you from Gujarat, Bharuch. I'm in Bharuch, so you can just please order it. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah, you can read, Mataji.
Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Approaches to understanding Srila Prabhupada's Vani. How Srila Prabhupada's teachings are understood and subsequently applied sets the tenor and direction of the movement he founded. Different understandings can be can be divisive and led
Yes.
to sorry
Okay. Yeah, you can read.
and led to different trajectories. Sorry, it's a difficult word for me. Some word, all in the name of
Trajectories.
Srila
Yeah.
Prabhupada.
Yeah.
The understanding that he himself promoted is to understand him primarily through the teachings that he enshrined in his books. Therein, Srila Prabhupada presented in much detail the philosophy of Krishna consciousness and his vision for its widespread implementation. After his departure from this world, the publication of his collected correspondence and transcripts of his recorded talks have provided many extra insights regarding his plans and strategies for his movement, and also several important clarifications and nuances on the teachings in his books. For instance, regarding the study of previous acharyas' writings and the delicate
You can.
seal, reading other authorized works, and the delicate subject of mistakes of the acharya. That is, see Conversation 8th April 1975. At over and above the authority of these other sources, Srila Prabhupada gave most stress to the books he had personally composed. He said that they would be called the law books for Human society for the next 10,000 years. Sat Swarupa Das Goswami.
Prabhupada Lilamrita.
Okay, Srila Prabhupada Leelamrita, chapter 50, the lame man and the blind man.
Lame man.
Sorry, the lame man and the blind man. Shruta Kriti Das, what is the
Shrutakirti Das.
difficulty?
Shrutakirti Das.
Shruta Kirti Das, what is the difficulty? Page number 160. Krishna. The implications of this statement are not fully clear. Obviously, Srila Prabhupada's books are not law books in the literal sense of stipulating detailed rules for society. In several, it may be understood that Srila Prabhupada expected or hoped that his books would become so widely accepted as to be the central object of study for all humankind and the standard lens through which everything is to be understood. Human society for the next, the core of Srila Prabhupada's Vanis.
No, here.
Oh,
And ordered.
Okay. And ordered that they be mass distributed. I don't know why I'm getting so much mistakes. I'm sorry for that. Not his correspondence and conversations. The core of Srila Prabhupada's Vani is Sadhya Sadhana Tattva 319, Chaitanya Charitamrit 220, 103, third chapter, sixth shloka.
This is first is Madhya Leela, 20th chapter, 103rd verse. Last one, the next quote is from Anti Leela, 6th chapter, 234 texts.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. It's
Delineations of the goal of life. Delineation of the goal of life and delineation of the goal of life and the process of attaining it, as presented by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. To understand why he did what he did, it is necessary to understand these teachings as copiously explained in his books. Within those books, Srila Prabhupada also broadly outlined his plans and strategies for spreading Krishna consciousness and reforming the world. Yet, he hardly touches upon issues regarding the management and organization of ISKCON. Nowhere therein, for instance, are the terms GBC or temple president mentioned. Thus, although all of Srila Prabhupada's writings are essential for understanding his mood and mission, his letters are especially so, as in many he specifically defines various principles, policies, and details of his mission. His letters, as also his conversations, furthermore reveal much of his mood and attitude in dealings with others. It was particularly by correspondence that Srila Prabhupada imparted many important managerial instructions, many of which were meant not simply for the immediate receiver, but for the whole movement. For this reason, we would copy Prabhupada's letters and distribute them to all the temples. Every temple had a book of Prabhupada's letters, probably 100 or 200 of them. 320 note Nara Narayana Dasa in Prabhupada Memories, Volume 3. However, other letters of Srila Prabhupada were to specific persons, the guidance therein being tailored to the recipients.
Tailored.
Tailored to the recipient's willingness to accept good advice and often in reply to individual queries. Not all such letters were intended for public circulation. I request you not to circulate all my letters that I address to you. Letters are sometimes personal and confidential, and if all letters are circulated, it may react reversely. I have already got some hints like that with letters I sent to you regarding Kirtananda and Hayagriva.
Kirtanananda. Kirtanananda.
Okay, Kirtanananda and Hayagriva. So, in the future, please do not circulate my letters to you. All my letters to you should be considered as confidential, and if you want at all to circulate, ask me before doing so. 321, 322 note. Letter 28 September 1969. Now, all of Srila Prabhupada's available correspondence has been published, rendering this instruction moot.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you very much. I will give some devotees story. Please.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving me a chance. Now I know how much I have to do mistakes. I'm really very sorry.
No
Hare
problem.
Krishna.
Everybody does mistakes. You can learn it. Hare Krishna. One second, I haven't- Rupanand Prabhu, Ravichandran, Jagannath Chandra Prabhu, are you there?
Yes, Prabhuji, I'm there. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Ah.
Yes.
So, Prabhu, one thing, you're while reading slow and clear,
Yes.
and don't fast, slowly and clearly. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, please continue. You have the book now. You are distributing. You are a distributor, so you have the books, I think.
Yes, yes. I have the book, but yeah, without educated background information, personal directions meant for a particular situation can easily be misunderstood. Statements in Srila Prabhupada's letters and similarly in his conversations should therefore be considered in light of his books, which are meant for general audiences and thus provide a standard when trying to understand an instruction intended for a specific person or group of persons. 323. This is as per the principles given by Srila Jiva Goswami in his Sarva Samvidini commentary to Tattva Sandarbha 11.
Sarva Samvadini.
Sarva Samvadini. Okay, sorry.
Sarva Samvadini commentary.
Samvadini commentary to Tattva Sandarbha 11, that in the case of a conflict between two resources, the understanding of that having less authority is to be interpreted in accordance with the source having greater authority. Srila Prabhupada gave hundreds of formal lectures. He also verbally conveyed many instructions to individuals. Much of this instruction was audio recorded and later transcribed. However, most of his talks, especially informal conversations, were not recorded, and a number of those that were recorded were subsequently lost. Hence, many of his instructions have been conveyed by oral tradition only and are not verifiable. Verifiable. Several devotees have lamented that instructions they received from Srila Prabhupada are not accepted by others because there is no record of them. Verbal testimony of devotees, even if neither audio recorded nor verified by others, may be cautiously accepted to the extent that is in accord with the general body of Srila Prabhupada's instructions. Bearing in mind that personal memories are notoriously prone to inaccuracy. Thus, a considerable number of Prabhupada sites have been included if they seem consonant with his known teachings according to the judgment of the lowly compiler of this book. 324. Yes, Prabhuji. See appendix 6, Apocrypha. Regarding the specific or general application of Srila Prabhupada's advice to individuals, Satrup Das Goswami noted, when Srila Prabhupada was still available to us physically, we could simply write to him and ask him what he had said and how widely he wanted it to be practiced. Now we
Wanted it practiced.
wanted to practice.
Wanted it practiced.
Practiced. Now we must understand Srila Prabhupada's overall mood and purpose of for doing and saying things. Otherwise, it is easy to misapply or even misunderstand individual statements. 325. Satswarup Das Goswami, I am never displeased with any member. Page 92. The huge wealth of instructions given by Srila Prabhupada in written and spoken forms, and also that which can be informed from his practical dealings, is available by his books, letters, recordings, and transcripts of talks, books about him, and remembrance of persons who associated with him. All valid statements concerning Srila Prabhupada's instructions and desires should be taken seriously, but still a rough descending sequence of authority may be accorded thus. His books, recorded classes, extend letters to devotees, recorded conversations with devotees, extend letters to non-devotees, recorded conversation with non-devotees, anecdotes and instructions related by others. Some important directories about management fall in this category. The message of this book should be most comprehensible to readers who are already well versed in these variegated teachings of Srila Prabhupada. Yet another nuance. The follower of Srila Prabhupada generally accords similar authority to his books as has been traditionally ascribed in Vedic culture to Shruti, the original Vedas 326. See Chaitanya Charitamrita 2.6.135 text and purport. However, if in all cases the instructions in Srila Prabhupada's books were to take precedence over his example and instructions given elsewhere, then, for instance, the attire of ISKCON brahmacharis would be very different from what it is. See Srimad Bhagavatam 7.12.4. Another example of complexities involved in the hermeneutics of Srila Prabhupada's instructions arises initially within his books approving co-education, but later verbally strongly forbidding it. 327, 327C.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay, Prabhu. I'll give some other devotees to it. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. No. Bhagavad Devi Dasi. You can read or I don't know. Okay, I don't know. Somebody is not responding. Jai Janaki Devi Dasi. Able to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, pranam.
Please read, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I'll read from book. So can you
Yes,
tell me?
Mataji, no problem. You can read from book if you have the book. Actually, I wanted to ask whether you have the book or not. You have the book.
Prabhuji, can you please tell me the page number? Sorry.
Yes, ma'am. I'll tell you. It's page number 66. Page number 66. In summary, you have to read that whole paragraph until this paragraph ends. So we are going to stop once this is ended. We're going to start afresh tomorrow. Okay.
So
yes.
I have to read in summary, right?
From in summary until this essay ends. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Are we doing what Srila Prabhupada wanted? That we'll read from tomorrow. Okay. Yes, please.
Okay. In summary.
Slow, steady, and clear, and don't haste. Okay. Yes, please.
I will try my level. In summary, although Srila Prabhupada's explicit instructions are crucial to understanding his mood and mission, mere intellectual analysis cannot reveal their full intent. One must be favored by Srila Prabhupada's mercy as with understanding Krishna. Athapi te deva padambujadvaya prasada.
I can read the verse so
Yes.
that it is easy. Athapi te deva padambujadvaya prasada leshanugrahita evahi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno achanye kopi chiran vichintvan.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Brahma said to Krishna, My Lord, if one is favored by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years. 158. Sincerity is the key, for mercy is especially.
Mataji, here the quote is, the reference is there. You need not drive the page out. That one, the quote is, the reference is here. You can read from
Oh,
here.
okay, Prabhuji. Shall I continue?
Yeah,
Sincerity.
Srimad Bhagavatam 10 Canto 14th chapter 29th verse. Yeah, you can continue.
Sincerity is the key, for mercy is especially offered to the sincere. Krishna's mercy is always bestowed upon one who is sincerely serving him. To emphasize this point, Srila Prabhupada repeatedly quoted, Yasya deva parabhaktir yatha deva tatha gurau tasyaita katitha hi arthaha prakashante mahatmanaha. Only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of Vedic knowledge automatically revealed. Those who accept that Srila Prabhupada's plan are as good as those of Krishna are favored to understand them. The plans of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are understood by His mercy, and the plans of the devotee are as good as his plans. One should follow such plans and be victorious in the struggle for existence. With faith that the plans of the devotee never go in vain, a true follower accepts Srila Prabhupada's plans and makes them one with his life, as much as those who identify themselves as followers of Srila Prabhupada sincerely follow his explicit directions. To that extent, he will guide them to properly do so. Conversely, not all who claim to be his followers can be accepted as such. The difficulty is sometimes things are interpreted in a manner dovetailing one's own sense gratification. Confusions regarding his teachings could well be attributed to confusion in the mind of the recipients. So next.
Okay. Okay, Mataji, we will stop here because it's already 8:18. Thank you very much for your reading. And I will stop here, and tomorrow we'll meet. And if devotees have any questions, if devotees want to leave, they can leave. And if devotees want to ask something or anything, so you can ask. And those devotees who don't have the book, kindly order it now so that you can get the books. So we please order more than one copy or one box at least, so that you can distribute to the devotees whomever you meet. There are many devotees where you are living. There are many devotees would be living, so you can distribute to them. Keep the profit with you. If you order the whole set, you will get the books in wholesale price, and you can distribute just more and more books. Maharaj wanted so many books to be distributed. This book to reach all the devotees circle. If you have any questions, so kindly you can ask. Yes, mic is for you. Any devotees have anything to ask? No. Okay. Okay, then we will stop here. In chat, somebody asked. Hare Krishna. What is the discounted price? I think what is the price? The price which is there, if you order the single copy in the website, is 1899, I suppose. So that's the
1800, Prabhu.
price.
1800.
Sorry,
It's 1800, Prabhu.
1800 in the website.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, it is 1800, whatever it is. It's in the website, whatever the price is, that is the price. If you are ordering more books, then you get in a wholesale price. That I don't know how much is it. Anyhow, that is devotees. If they order bulk, you will yourself know it. So that's the thing. Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here and meet tomorrow. And one thing is that whatever recordings we are posting on the group, kindly share it to as many devotees as possible. Kindly share, send to as many devotees and tell them to subscribe to the channel Bhakti Vikas Trust and distribute those those videos also, and those who are unable to attend, they can at least hear them online. Okay, thank you very much to all the devotees. We'll meet tomorrow at 7:15. Before I will post it and we'll meet. Thank you very much. Prabhuji Samataji. Hare Krishna. Vansha Prabhupada Yogesh Chakrapas. Padikanam Bhavandev Vaishnavim. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to all devotees. Hare Krishna.